Today's story begins with a boy from Samao, now living and working in Dong Nai. He sent a message to share a personal experience. This happened nearly 10 years ago when he was 16. His parents divorced when he was 3, and he lived with his mother while his father moved to Bandung to work, later remarrying and having children. Despite remarrying, his father still cared deeply for him, calling often and sending money monthly for his schooling. Every summer, the boy would take a bus to Bandung to visit his father and stepmother, staying until school resumed. Life had been normal and peaceful up to that point. When he was 16, he went to visit his father again. Upon arrival, his father told him that after nearly 10 years of careful saving, he and his stepmother had bought land and built a spacious new house. His father added that he had built a small room for the boy to stay whenever he visited, which made the boy very happy. Upon seeing the house, he was amazed at its size, brightness, and ventilation. There was still plenty of land around it, including front, side, and back yards. The house was located in a rubber tree plantation area, with wide roads but very few neighbors, making the area seem remote and quiet. He recalled his childhood visits to the temple near his maternal grandparents' house. He had been devoted to Buddhism from a young age, often chanting sutras like the Great Compassion Mantra and reciting Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva before sleeping. By the age of 16, this had become his nightly routine. During this visit, on the first night, he followed the same routine, chanting and praying before bed. He fell asleep peacefully, but at midnight, he suddenly woke up, feeling startled without knowing why. The room had a night light that was bright, making him squint his eyes. He saw many tall, dark shadows around him. Terrified, he whispered to himself, "Did I just see something? Is it a ghost?" He closed his eyes tightly and mentally recited, "Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha," repeating it continuously until he finally fell back asleep. In the morning, he assumed it was just a dream and didn't tell his father or stepmother. That afternoon, his father asked him to help prepare the land outside to plant vegetables. Exhausted from working, he went to his room to sleep without his usual prayers. While sleeping, he suddenly felt an intense weight on his chest and could barely breathe. Opening his eyes, he saw a horrifying woman sitting on his chest. Her hair was messy, her skin burned black with patches of exposed flesh and bone. Her clothes were torn, and her red, bloodshot eyes stared at him. 2 long fangs protruded from her mouth. She spoke menacingly, asking where he came from, criticizing him for chanting Buddha's name, and threatening to dismember him. The boy closed his eyes tightly and mentally continued chanting. The woman shouted, "Stop! Who allowed you to chant?" But he kept reciting silently. Gradually, the terrifying presence weakened. He eventually sat up and saw nothing, though he was shaking and crying, then called for his father. His father and stepmother came running. The boy explained what happened. His father realized he had forgotten to make offerings to the spirits when they moved in months ago. Previously, he had performed a ritual to inform local spirits of the new occupants, but he had neglected to include the boy's arrival. That morning, his stepmother tried to prepare fresh food for the offerings, but it quickly spoiled within minutes, giving off a foul smell. Terrified, they abandoned the offerings. The father then contacted a relative, Mr. Sao, known for spiritual sensitivity, to consult about the disturbances at the house. Mr. Sao explained that the land was extremely haunted, a nest of ghosts from famine, war, accidents, and unclaimed graves. Most spirits were long-standing, and now they resented the boy. He advised immediate removal of the boy from the house to protect his life. The father wanted to take him back immediately, but it was already night, and the roads were remote. He decided to let him stay one more night, sleeping beside him for protection. That night, the boy read the Great Compassion Mantra and recited Buddha's name before sleeping, gradually drifting off. In his dream, he saw the old graves and marshes outside the house. Ghosts began crawling out from the graves toward the house. His father appeared in the dream holding a large fishing net, casting it to cover the entire house. Ghosts struggled against the net, some being thrown back, others clawing and biting, but the net could not hold them all. Terrified, the boy suddenly heard a voice whispering, "Namo Shakyamuni Buddha." Remembering this, he reached into his shirt pocket and found a small picture of Buddha Shakyamuni. Holding it like a shield, he silently chanted the Buddha's name. Gradually, he felt calm, and the spirits hesitated and did not approach further. A warm yellow light seemed to shine down from above, and he awoke in a hospital. His father and stepmother were beside him. During the night, he had thrashed violently in his sleep, stopping breathing temporarily. They rushed him to the hospital. Remarkably, his breathing resumed naturally without medical intervention. He stayed in the hospital for 3 or 4 days until fully recovered. Afterwards, he returned home. From that day, he never visited his father's house again. Even when his father came to see him, he refused to stay there. The experiences, the dark shadows, the terrifying woman, and the dream, still haunt him, leaving a deep fear and lasting trauma.